Hi, welcome to the All Joy and No Fun project folder. Hopefully this video will help everybody get started with their project and their readings, as well as finding inside the folder itself additional and detailed information. Of course, the whole center of this activity is focused on the book All Joy and No Fun, and everybody should have that. If you do not, you need to grab that. It's kind of hard to see on the iPad there, but there is a digital version. It's about $10 on Amazon, I believe, for the Kindle. And there's also digital versions out there in iBooks and Google Play about the same price, if not exactly the same price. And there's hardback copies for similar prices out there, softbacks, and it should be available at the bookstore on campus if you need to use that resource. So you have to have the book. Today I published a guideline that's 7 pages long about the project. You will be able to click on, and it's actually more than 7, it's about 9 pages collectively if we include the rubric. This will help you get started. And you will see on page 2, the document is numbered, includes a short project description, grading information. This project is inclusive of several parts. Journals, a form of communication via Blackboard that's private between you, the student, and the course leader, me, that no one else can see. It's private communication. There's 4 journals required, worth 10 points each, for a total of 40 points. Then the actual project summary or reflection, that is worth 160 points. Also within the document, I included a due date schedule. In that I added a few more details to the schedule in terms of suggested reading dates, what chapters to read by what dates, and when to have your journals submitted by. I included information about this assignment in terms of this is really an independent study type assignment. You will be reading on your own and will be basically responsible for keeping up with the assigned readings by the due dates to ensure that you can complete the journals by the due dates, that you have time to complete your conversation in the community with a friend or family member about this topic, and also give you enough time to submit your final reflection paper. On page 3, I list a grouping of activities that you must complete and need to complete in order to successfully complete this assignment. There are a list of 10 items you have to be conscious of. The first 5 items are audio and video that you need to participate in, listen to, view from the author of the book. The first 2 are audio recordings from NPR, with the author being interviewed about the writing. The first radio interview is short, 7 minutes. The second one is much longer, almost 1 hour. Then there's 3 videos, some short, some a bit long, over 1 hour, that we need to watch, that also introduces the concepts behind the book and the material that's being presented. Item number 7 on my list is a description of the 4 journals. Again, the journals are private sources of communication between myself and you, the student. 3 of these journal postings, the first 3 journal postings are really forms of communication for you and I to discuss items you agree with, disagree, that you need help with, further clarification, and so forth. Basically a give or take. Journal number 4 is a little bit different. It is to help you prepare for your conversation in the community about this book. It's one of those settings that I can help you how to get ready, what questions you may want to ask the person you talk with, things you need to know, and so forth. And the project description, the narrative, tells you much more about that. I've mentioned the conversation I want everybody to have in the community several times already. So the goal is to review all the audio and video resources, to read your text, to read the All Joy No Fun book, and to participate in the journals with me. And after you do that, when you are ready, to go out and have a conversation with a friend or family member that is also a parent, and tell them about the material you have read and saw and you have been thinking about. Share with them your experience reading the book and the hypothesis and research and observations made, and have a conversation about agreement or disagreement. Do you view parenting as a parent yourself or as a child in the same way that the author may view this experience? Do you disagree? Do you agree? Why? Why not? Is it a little bit of both? Is it a mixed bag? Do you think the author was too negative about the role of a parent? Or were they right on? Were they balanced? Or not so much so? But what you need to do is to understand the material well enough to have a conversation about it in the community with someone who has never read the book before, but you want to tell them about it and see what they believe about the material that you have read, knowing they haven't read it. Then finally, after your conversation, the goal is to write a summary paper, a reflective paper, about your readings for All Joy and No Fun, about the other material in the course you can make comparisons to, the videos and the audios, about the journals that you and I participated in, and so forth, and construct a 4 to 5 page reflective submission about your experience. What is a reflective paper? On pages 5 and 6 of your document, I have included a diagram about what a reflective paper should include and 11 hints of what you need to include in your reflective paper. Or not necessarily what to include, but the perception and framework you need to take while constructing your paper. I've also included a project rubric, meaning how will I grade the paper that is worth 160 points. And if you click on the link inside of the document, you will see the exact rubric I will be using with descriptions of what everything means to grade your paper. So I strongly suggest that you take a look at the rubric before you, right now, in the very beginning of the semester, and start thinking about writing your paper in this framework. And this will help you make a really good grade. If you just ignore the rubric and go off on your own, most folks will not have a very good outcome. At the same time, if you wait until the very last moment to do this, your outcome will not be great either. Especially with the journals. You will want to give yourself enough time to make postings on the journals so I can respond to your postings and we can go back and forth. And we may be communicating on multiple journals at the same time, so you need to keep a check on your journals. And there will be links to your journals inside of this lesson folder, and there's also a button on the left hand side of the screen that says no fun and all joy and no fun. Sorry. There's an All Joy and No Fun link on the left hand side of your screen with all of your other course buttons you may use to access your journals as well. In the meantime, I encourage everybody to let me know if you have questions or want to throw something out at me. So let's begin that conversation as soon as possible. Secondly, many critics have viewed this book and many critics within sociology have said that this book has taken more of a conflict role instead of more of a structured role or functional role when looking at populations. And that criticism has been that the author sees parenthood as sometimes more of a negative than a positive. And I would like to know what you think about this about this idea. What kind of perception is the author sharing about the topic of parenthood and raising children? Especially when you compare that to how you view this topic and what you believe a parent should be and how they should think about parenting and the skill sets and so forth. Then we want to make comparisons and relate this back to the other material we are covering at the same time, but most of all, to your own individual experiences and what this all means to you. The goal by the end of July is to have a better grasp of what family means to you. And by challenging pre-assumed or preconceptions about parenting and child raising and so forth, we can better determine what parenting and family really means to you. If parenting is part of your definition of a family, and it may not be, and for many folks it is not. Again, take a look at this video, take a look at the project package of directions, the journals, the rubric and so forth, and let me know how I can help you. Thank you.